Very good morning, students. Today we will discuss about diffusion. Diffusion means nothing but that's a transport or movement. How the particles will move from here to there. Basically, the transport means what? Which particles moving from one place to another place. That's called in movement or transport. You know that. But diffusion means these particles maybe you consider a gas, liquid, or solid. Anything move from higher concentration to lower concentration. That is called diffusion. Say therefore diffusion. Diffusion means nothing but diffusion is the movement of particles from an area of higher concentration to lower concentration. Higher concentration means now you take the any particles. See, then we are filled in water. We are filled in water. Here will be filled in one empty vessel. Empty vessel. That means, see, just take here any one place they are having one holes. That's a hole. Here present means two holes will move that water from here to there. Any place. The example nowadays you are using the tap. Is that no? Whenever you hand wash, that time just you open your turn your tap will come out that water easily. How? Because the maximum quantity of the water is already stored in terrace. That means the top of the building. The top of the building that consists in the water tank. That water tank itself, the large quantity of the water molecules they are filled. That is higher concentration. When you walk on that, you make a hole, you find out the gap, towards will release that water molecules. This process is called the diffusion. So they simply have to write diffusion means the particles will move higher concentration to lower concentration. அதாவது அடர்த்தி அதிகமான பகுதியிலிருந்து அடர்த்தி குறைவான பகுதியை நோக்கி செல்றது தான் டிஃப்யூஷன் சொல்லுவாங்க. மேபி திஸ் இஸ் லிக்விட், கேஸ் ஆர் சாலிட், எனிதிங். See, the diffusion is the movement of particle from an area of higher concentration to the lower concentration. The overall effect is to equalize concentration throughout the medium. And the examples of diffusion include perfume filling a whole room and the environment of small molecules across a cell membrane. That means very simple. The example, if you take them during the festival time, you know the candles. நம்ம ஃபங்க்ஷன் ஃபெஸ்டிவல் டைமில் பாருங்கள், சாமி கும்பிடும்போது ஊதுவத்தி ஏற்றுவாங்க. Just a particular place only they are burning that. See, the entire room will make a smell. At the same way using in perfume நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம் இல்லைங்களா, அந்த பர்ஃப்யூமை பாருங்கள் சும்மா லைட்டாக அடிக்கிற மாதிரி தெரியும், அந்த ஸ்மெல் ஃபுல்லாக அப்படியே அரவணைங்க தெரியும். அதான் டிஃப்யூஷன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. And one of the simplest demonstrations of diffusion is had on the drop in ink to water. That means they are having it before diffusion then after diffusion. That means they are taking it to water. That's a simple demonstration. Demonstration means nothing but you have to understood. That's the reason they gave in one example. What that means, here the presence of the water container. That's a water container. This is also a water container. But they want to add in some amount of ink. You know that you are writing the ink pen. That blue or any color will have that water itself. That color will be changed. The entire water color will change. எக்ஸாம்பிள் நம்ம கிராமத்தில் கூட பார்க்கலாம், வீட்டில் கூட பார்க்கலாம். துணி துவைக்கும் போது நீலம் போடுவோம் பார்த்தீங்களா, உஜாலா நீலம், அதுதான். இப்போது பிஃபோர் தட் they're having water molecules. After that, just you add in some amount of ink. Some amount means that there are 3 or 4 drops. That's enough. 3 or 4 drops ink. Ink you are filling means that before that there are only present a drop here only. When you drop out, that time they are settling here only. After that, you just see that entire water molecules will change that color. This process, this movement is called diffusion. இதுதான் நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்லுவோம் அப்படின்னா டிஃப்யூஷன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஒன்றும் இல்லை, ரெண்டு your home itself you make a note this. நீங்கள் வீட்லேயே அதை செய்து பார்க்கலாம். 2 கண்டெய்னர் எடுத்துங்க, 2 கண்டெய்னரில் தண்ணி ஃபில் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கோங்க. ஒன்றுத்தில் just ஒரு 2 or 3 drops இங்கை உள்ளே போட்டு பாருங்க. உள்ளே போட்டு after the few seconds just you see the entire water will change that color. அப்போது உள்ளே இருக்கக்கூடிய தண்ணி எல்லாமே கலராக மாறிடும். அது என்ன காரணம் அப்படின்னா diffusion. And what will happen when an incense stick in a lift half a room? How do we feel? The performance spread over the entire room. அப்போ நம்ம என்ன ஃபீல் பண்ணுவோம் அப்படின்னா வாட் வில் ஹேப்பன் when the incense stick in lit half in their room. எப்போ நம்ம அந்த ரூம்குள்ளே என்னன்னு ஃபீல் பண்ணால் how do we feel the performance the spreads over the entire room. அதில் வரக்கூடிய ஸ்மெல்லானது எப்படி இருக்கும், என்டையர் ரூமாக இருக்கும். இந்த எக்ஸாம்பிள் தான் சொன்னீங்களா ஊதுவத்தின்னு சொன்னேன் இல்லைங்களா, அந்த ஊதுவத்தியை பற்ற வச்சு பாருங்கள், கொஞ்ச நேரம் அங்கே மட்டும் தான் இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கும். அதுக்கு பக்கத்தில் என்டையர் ரூம் என்ன இருக்கும், நமக்கு அந்த ஸ்மெல்லு வரும், அந்த குட் ஸ்மெல் வரும். And the movement of molecules or ion is from of higher region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. So that movement means what, the higher concentration to the lower concentration will move that gases. அப்போ the around us the present in atmosphere, always the around us present in atmosphere. நம்மளை சுற்றி எப்போவுமே நமக்கு அட்மாஸ்பியர் இருக்கும். அந்த அட்மாஸ்பியர் நம்ம இந்த ஊதுவத்தி ஏற்றுறோம் அப்படின்னா இங்கே தான் இங்கே பர்ன் பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னா இந்த என்டையர் ரூமை பார்த்திங்க அப்படின்னா அந்த ஸ்மெல் வந்து ஸ்ப்ரெட் ஆகும். எப்படி அப்படின்னா the gas move from higher concentration to lower concentration. And you can smell incense the stick after lightning because the smoke diffuse. After the lightning, before lightning you not feel that. Before lightning, just when you touch, that time only you feel that smell. When you touch, they are having one particular place. The your present means when you touch that, after that your front of the nose, you're smelling means that time you find out that smell that will come like that. But after lightning, either பத்த வச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா after that you see the entire room will come the good smell. And then in hair and make its way to your nose. Let us think of the following. How does the smell spread in the entire room? How does the smell spread in entire room? எப்படி அந்த ஸ்மெல்லானது இந்த ரூம் ஃபுல்லாக ஸ்ப்ரெட் ஆகுது. Does the smell spread uniformly in the entire room? The smell spread in uniformly, ஒரே மாதிரி தான் ஸ்ப்ரெட் ஆகும். Here itself standing means will come in more, that standing means will come in slow, lightly, bit, like that is not. Entire room will come in the same quantity, the same level only. Can you give any other examples? ஏதாவது other examples சொல்ல முடியுங்களா? There are other process in which substance move in liquid medium. For an examples, when a tea pack is immersed in a cup, the tea cup immersed in tea cup. Immersed means what? The tip immersed அப்படின்னா தண்ணிக்குள்ள நினைக்கிறது. அப்போ நம்ம டீ கப் இருக்கும். The example you know that somebody is drinking in the lemon tea, ginger tea, like that. They are having the tipper. அந்த டிப்பர் எடுத்து என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க அப்படின்னா டிப் பண்ணுவாங்க. அப்போ டிப் பண்ணி எடுத்தாங்க அப்படின்னா after that you see that the color will be changed because of that's a diffusion process. And then for an example, when a tea pack is immersed in a cup of hot water, the tea powder particles disappears into water by diffusion. அப்போ அது என்ன பண்ணுதா hot waterல diffusion processல எல்லாமே கலர் சேஞ்ச் ஆகுது. And then osmosis. Osmosis is also the same thing, the movement only. The osmosis is the movement of solvent particle across a simple semi-permeable membrane from a dilute solution into a concentrated solution. Dilute solutions into a concentrated solutions. இங்கே என்ன பார்த்தோம், diffusion என்ன பார்த்தோம்? The diffusion means that travel the particles or the gases or the liquid from higher concentration to the lower concentration. But here the osmosis means in between the present means semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane may be that involved in filtering process. That any particles want to move from here to there means want to cross that semi-permeable. And the membrane cross பண்ணி தான் travel பண்ண முடியும். ஆனால் நம்ம diffusion பார்க்கும்போது here not discuss about the membrane because there is taking in one water container. That water container itself the adding some amount of colors, that is the ink. But osmosis during that they are involved in semi-permeable. The good example for osmosis process if you take in potato process or potato experiment. How that means very simple, not to take in one potato. The potato may be the present in line load and that is not a permanent shape. Sometimes they are having some place having the oval shape or irregular shape like that. See, just you have to make a one pit. One pit in the any directions. Now you will take in one potato. This is a potato. You have to make a one pit. Thereafter the present in like that. This like you want to make. This is the pit. and this one want to keep in water container. So the before this one to take in one water container. Here itself want to fill in some amount of water. Some amount of water. After that, you take this potato, want to keep in middle of the water container. Middle of the water container. Here it is. Want to fix. Before that, the potato itself want to fill in some amount of sugar solutions. Here want to fill in some amount of sugar solution. And you have to measure. You have to measure that level of sugar solutions. The level of sugar solutions. Where present at which level you filled that sugar solution. How much they are filled. You have to mention or you highlight that particular point with the help of the you know that pin. Windows number solreenga and the pin kuda highlight pannikalam. So that may be filled in this much of level. So here highlighted in one pin. So you kept in inside. After the 3 hours, you come and see this entire water molecules will come the sugar test. How? Because of the sugar solutions they are taking in inside of the potato, here presence of the semi-membrane, this way they travel the particles from lower to concentration. This is called osmosis. This is called osmosis. See, osmosis is the movement of solvent particles across in semi-granular membrane from a dilute solutions into the concentrated solution. Dilute solution into the concentrated solution. Sugar solution is the dilute. Yes or no? When you have the sugar in water molecules, just you shake that water. Automatically, the dissolved that sugar is not present in the inside of the water. That time you identify this is a dissolved sugar or dissolved solution. And then the solvent move to the dilute the concentrated solution and equalize the concentration on both sides of the membrane. So the concentration both sides of the membrane. Thereafter, here presence of the sugar solutions will pass in the semi-permeable membrane. After that, here the solvent and water molecules. Now that concentration will mingle. That means that maybe mix that water molecules. After that, you see the presence of the water molecules also. You just touch your tongue. That time you feel the taste. Because of the sugar solutions will mingle. The sugar solutions will mingle. And then the movement of liquid in hand out of the cell is dependent on the concentration on the solutions surrounding it. There are 3 types of solutions in which this could vary. They are having 3 types of solutions. What are that? That's a isotonic. 3 types of solutions. See, this like the semi-permeable the replacing means want to surround present in the solution. See that present in solution. Yes or no? This is the potato. The potato surround the present in solution. There is a different upon the solutions that are classified in 3 types. What are that? Isotonic. The first one isotonic. And second one hypotonic. And third one hypertonic. See, the very simple. I will explain about the one by one. 3 kinds of the solutions that are surrounded. That position or the presence of the solutions on the basis of the solutions that are classified, and then 3 types. The first one isotonic solution. Isotonic solution means have the concentration of the external and internal solution of the organism are the same. External and internal. That means now the present in one object. That means the concentration of liquid. See, the inside the presence of the concentration, how much level they present, at the same time outside of the liquid that are surrounded in solution. That solution is also the present in same concentration. So it's not having the different. The both side external and internal. Internal means what? Inside of the particle or inside of the container or inside of the object. And then external means outside of the object or outer surface. Maybe the both side, this is called in external, this is called in internal. So the external, internal, the both sides are present in same concentration. Same concentration. The same concentration takes place in both sides means that's called in isotonic solution. That is called isotonic solution. And then hypotonic. See, how the external solution concentration is less compared to the concentration of inner solution. That means, see the hypotonic or hypotonic. Hypotonic means that the presence of the object here the presence of the inside of the solution. This is the inside solution they are having in lower concentration. Lower concentration. See, less concentration. They have the external solution concentration is less compared to the concentration in the inner. Sorry, external only less. External. This is the inner. This is external. See, the external the present in less concentration and the inner present in more concentration. This is called hypo. Hypo means more. Hypo means more or maximum level or high level. So, here if you take the concentration solution, the concentration solutions, the around as the presence of solution, the around presence of the solution is the less than concentration compared to the internal solution. அப்போ இது என்னவா இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா இது வெளிப்புறத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய சொல்யூஷன் ஆனுடைய கான்சன்ட்ரேஷன் என்னவா இருக்கும் குறைவா இருக்கும் இந்த செல்லுக்குள்ள இருக்கக்கூடிய கான்சன்ட்ரேஷன் என்னவா இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா மோரா இருக்கும் so the inner side the take place in the concentration is then higher compared to the external. Okay, this is hypo. This opponent is called in hypo. That means that if you opponent you say take a point in the same thing the present in one half joule. The internal presence of the concentration is the less and external present in more concentration. This is called hypertonic. First you have to study then isotonic means the both side present in same concentration. Yes or no? I understood. And hypo means inner having in more concentration compared to the external present in lesser concentration. And then hyper means then opponent reactions. What the inner present in less concentration and surround as presence of the solutions or solvent is present in higher concentration. That is called in hypertonic. See, the hypertonic have the external solution concentration is greater than the concentration of the inner solution of an organism. In this case, the water will rush out of the organism. That means water will be released. That water molecules will be released. And then osmoregulation. See, the term osmoregulation was coined by Hooper. Who is that? Hooper. Osmoregulation. See, osmoregulation was coined by Hooper in 1902. Osmoregulation means this is process by which organism regulate the water balance in the body and maintains the homeostasis of the body. That means what? Now the presence of the organism, they maintain or that regulate the body temperatures. How that body temperatures are maintained means because of the water entering in the inside of the body, excess of the water molecules are released during the activities like that. See, they are mentioned in water balance in the body and maintain the homeostasis of the body. Water level maintain பண்ணோம் at the same time homeostasis means what? Before the class I have completed that means very simple, the same level how to maintain that body temperature. Now there are present the 20 degree temperature in body means you want to maintain the 20 degrees Celsius. In case now the present is 20, after we increase the 25 and even the present is 30 means it is not a homeostasis because of this the hetero not maintain in the temperature in same. The evenly want to maintain that like that the same level maintaining is that's called in homeostasis in body. And then it include controlling excess water loss or gain and maintain the fluid balance and the osmotic concentration. The osmotic concentration that way that regulate the body may be the presence of the water molecules in excessively or not or maintain is the level. And then fluid also wanted in maintain the same level. In case will increase means that's also one affection of the disease will be caused in some disease. That is the concentration of the electrolytes. They ensure that fluid in the body do not get too dilute or concentrate. Organisms are divided into two types based on osmoregulation. They are osmoconformers and then osmoregulator. There is osmoregulations they are having in two types. Osmoregulation means what? What to maintain the water balance. At the same time, the maintaining homeostasis in our body. நம்மளுடைய வாட்டர் பேலன்ஸை மெயின்டைன் பண்ணணும், அதே சமயத்தில் நம்மளுடைய பாடியினுடைய ஹோமோஸ்டாட்டஸ் அந்த கண்டிஷனை அப்படியே மெயின்டைன் பண்ணணும். அட் த சேம் டைம் நாட் ஓன்லி மெயின்டைன் தட் வாட்டர், at the same time they are maintaining fluid also they are maintaining the osmosis process. அப்போ அந்த ஆஸ்மோசிக் ப்ராசஸ் நடக்குது அப்படின்னா எவ்வளோ லெவல் இருக்கணும் உள்ள லிக்யூடு, எவ்வளோ லெவல் வெளியே இருக்கணும், அந்த லிக்யூடு லெவலையும் மெயின்டைன் பண்ணுறாங்க. And then they are having in two types. What are that? That's a conformers. Conformers. First one. And second one, this is the first one. And second one, osmoregulator. Osmoregulator. See the first one, osmoconformer. This organism try to maintain the osmolality of their body matching with the surrounding. Most of the inner vertebrates marine organisms are osmoconformers. Osmoconformers means nothing but that is the maintain the osmolality of their body matching. அப்போ என்ன பண்ணா இதில் பேசிக்காகவே இந்த பாடியில் ஒரு அட்டாச்மெண்ட் இருக்கும். அந்த அட்டாச்மெண்ட்டை யூட்டிலைஸ் பண்ணி என்ன பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா ஆஸ்மோரெகுலேட்டிவ் வந்து கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணிக்கும். எந்த ஆர்கானிசம் சொல்லலாம் அப்படின்னா ஃபிஷ், other marine organisms. That's and second one, osmoregulator. This organism maintain their internal osmoregulation. இது என்ன பண்ணும் அப்படின்னா internal osmoregulator அப்படின்னா internal, which can be extremely different from the surrounding environment through the physiological process. Extremely differ from the surrounding environment through the physiological process. அதாவது இது செய்யக்கூடிய செயலுக்கும் அது சுற்றி இருக்கக்கூடிய என்வரான்மெண்ட்டுக்கும் சம்மந்தமே இல்லாமல் இருக்கும். ஓகேங்களா? See, let us the quick revise in today's sessions. Today's sessions, the diffusion means what? Very simple. The movement, that's a higher concentration to the lower concentration, that's a diffusion. And what are the type of diffusions already you know, I think, or you will be studying the higher studies. And then what are the types? There are some types. And then osmosis. Osmosis also the same, like the transport from here to there. That means very simple here they are involving semi-permeable membrane. That semi-permeable membrane they are utilizing the lower concentration to the higher concentration. This osmosis, the surrounding process of the solutions, that's a liquid that on the basis of the substance that classified in three types. That's a isotonic, hypertonic. Isotonic means the both side in same concentration. Hypo means inner having in more concentration, outside they are having less, and hyper means inner having less concentration and outside the present in more concentration. And then osmoregulations. Osmoregulations they are called that first this coined by in Hooper in 1902. This the osmoregulation means the maintain in water balance in our body at the same time homeostasis conditions of body. This osmoregulations they are having two types, that's an osmoconformers and then osmoregulator.